Oh yes.
Yeah.
This but the question is though, remind me, who's in Minnesota now to throw to him?
Sam Darnold and
So there you go. I mean, I feel bad.
They're gonna
for
go
him.
with the rookie.
It's gonna be JJ.
JJ
Yeah,
McCarthy.
they're gonna go
JJ.
JJ?
Yeah, they're going with the rookie.
Okay.
Sam Darnold
They're
is
gonna
not
be
that
they're
guy.
gonna be pretty bad for.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Not that guy.
Sammy.
They're gonna be good, man. This NFL season, I'm very excited.
You
a
know,
lot of moves were being made. This is gonna be exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence just got paid.
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 He's getting 142 at signing mil,
He got a $142 million check just now.
and he gets another 60 guaranteed on top of that.
Yeah,
You
Bro.
know they want him to be there for forever.
$55 million
But like,
per year.
we talked about this.
Sunshine.
Blake Bortles did more than Trevor Lawrence to this point, and so is Kirk Cousins. He only got $100 million,
I
and
agree.
so I don't know. I like his hair.
His
Don't get me
potential,
wrong.
You know that when it comes to that, they go off potential, right? So his potential ceiling is still up here.
Sure.
You know, he hasn't capped out yet, like Kirk Cousins or
Yeah.
whoever else.
It's an investment for sure. I mean, it's not like you're getting paid for what you've done, but we're probably paying you for what you think you can
what
do.
you can do.
So
You know, it feels like we've already started our podcast, but we haven't.
I've been recording. I just started.
Oh,
I
word.
just started because I didn't know what y'all would get into. I didn't know where we'd go. I was like, I want to make
just
sure I
press
get
start?
whatever,
My dog.
whatever.
Well,
Because I
Joseph-
can always cut out whatever
That's my
we're
guy.
like. Yeah,
That's-
no, we don't like this. So
That's IT right
that's
there.
Joseph
That's the head
Guthrie,
IT.
everybody.
Hey, three
IT.
claps one
Give it
time
up,
for
give
our
it
boy.
Okay.
Boom.
We'll get you on.
We got
that.
it now.
Oh, no, he
We
locked
got it
in.
now.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
One more time.
Three claps one time for Joseph. That's IT.
nice.
Oh,
that was
Nice.
That was
crisp.
crispy.
That was nice, man.
And with that, welcome to Chat It Up. We are here in the flesh, live with the one and only, my brother, man.
How y'all doing, man?
What's up? Kareem Orr is in the building. Talk to him, man. How are you, bro?
I'm doing amazing, man. God is amazing.
God is amazing, and you are too. My brothers in the building are too. To my left, I got the one and only Chase Green. CG, what's up, boy?
Man, living the dream. We finally got our voices back from this weekend. I'll tell you what. I don't know if I could do what we did last weekend. This upcoming weekend, I'm gonna take that chill weekend.
Dog.
What happened? If you don't mind me asking.
Corporate challenge.
Oh,
Yeah,
Chattanooga
just
Corp
we had
Challenge.
our Monday pod is just like we sound like we were just ripping cigs all weekend.
y'all were yelling that loud.
Yeah, I mean, we were hyping it up. We had a dodgeball. We're the dodgeball.
Did y'all win?
MCs or the MCs?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we were like, I don't know. I was fooling though. Man.
We just talked for hours.
This is
on
Garrett
hours.
Tolley, by the way, with Chat It Up, man. I know you didn't introduce me yet.
You know,
so.
I was getting ready.
I know, but I want to tell them what I said on Saturday. I would say so, like Tennessee Aquarium, for example, like they were playing, and then we would say stuff to it's like, man, Miggy, listen, the aquarium's really underwater right now. What do they got to do to, really get out of this?
There's no way they made it
can-
out of the first round.
They did good.
But, bro, they were dragging folks. The Tennessee
they had
Aquarium
it.
The aquarium was dragged.
was A1.
Bro, but there was a brawl that went off between a couple
It was
companies.
great, dude.
Oh.
It was great.
We had to get
that's
Officer
legit.
Grubb involved, and shout out to Officer Grubb,
that was-
hold it down.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I know
legit.
you won't be surprised at all, but it was two logistics teams.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ones?
I mean, we can say it.
Can we
Yeah,
say
cool.
it?
Yeah, we're good. KCH and
Trident.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It really got almost like
That's
that.
a lot of Baylor folks right there.
Oh,
That's exactly what that is.
that's hilarious.
I know that went down.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it went down, and safe to say that Garrett Tolley was the voice of reason.
I was keeping it real. This girl ran up to me and was like, "Who's in charge here?" And like blah blah blah. And I was like, I'm in charge, man. You gotta do like I didn't even let her talk to anybody. I was like, I'm in charge.
You got to come see me.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she's like, well, then I was like, she didn't know who she was talking to. This is just a jerk off like yelling in a microphone.
Yeah. Yeah. Lettle be honest. There's probably a little alcohol involved. It was.
Oh,
we was
most
late.
definitely.
It was late in the day.
You know how
The
they
heat
get.
was
Yeah.
coming off that turf. You know.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
And that sun gonna make a man out of you every time. I say it during training.
Yeah.
It's either gonna make you or break you.
What?
The sun.
You say that during what?
Training.
Okay.
Let's
Don't
talk
let the
about
sun. I tell you every time. I tell all my athletes that I train, do not let the sun beat you up. Do not let the sun beat you up. And why I say that is because we know that it's gonna make you hot. It's gonna make you frustrated, right? You're not gonna get the drill right. That's the whole purpose. Because that the beauty in that, if you can just see it and realize what's going on, and you can master that, it'll elevate your game to another level.
So what even made you? I mean, it's a perfect segue. boom, we right here. I mean, you gave me the ball and you said go get it. I just went and got it.
Okay.
You know, what made you come home? You know, when it comes to just everything in terms of training. I mean, obviously KOSP,
Right.
founded. This is you.
Yep.
I mean, what was the driving force behind trying to create something that's just not here right now? I haven't seen it.
Right. So let's just rewind back to when I was in high school, right?
Yeah.
And I was coming out and I wanted to go to Arizona State. I made that decision to go there. That's when I first got notice of an agent after my freshman year when I was a consensus All-American, right? And then he was telling me about this place in Seattle called FSP, Ford Sports Performance. And they train a lot of guys like Bobby Wagner, Richard Sherman, a lot of NFL guys. And so I went there and I seen the layout and I just studied it and I seen everything about it and how the workouts that he were doing were almost to the point to if you could get these workouts down and do all these sets,
Yeah.
you are unstoppable. Like literally unstoppable. Like the picture that from me to a month and a half later was insane. It was drastic. It's on my Instagram. I still have it on there. It was drastic though. So I was like, this is what Chattanooga needs. This is what we've been missing. Because I would have never had to leave. You know, I could have went to Arizona State and came right back if we would have had something like this.
Yeah.
But we didn't, and we still don't.
You know, coming out, I mean, you had an offer list.
Oh my goodness. Like it was insane. It was really insane. So like Georgia, Clemson, Mississippi State, Ohio State, Arizona State, Louisville, and like a lot of other ones like Middle Tennessee, UTC, all those schools, you know?
Yeah.
So when I was making that decision on where I really wanted to go, one visit I was taking, the final visit, like a final visit to Arizona State, right? Jeremy Pruitt pulls up to my house.
That's funny.
Georgia. Pruitt pulls up with Bojangles trying to make me miss the flight. He already knew if I went out there I was going to love it. And he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. So I came back before I got even on the flight. I was like, Pruitt. He's like, I already know, my man. He said, I just wish you the best. I wish you the best, man.
What
That's
was your
okay.
favorite visit? We'll say outside Arizona State.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I want to, and this might be a shocker, Indiana.
Bloomington's nice, dude.
Oh, my God.
Really?
Indiana, who they got
Indiana.
some. That's beautiful up there.
It was either that or Oklahoma.
Did you go to the basketball game or something?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But the parties were legit. And I was shocked.
Okay.
I was really shocked.
They got nothing
first-
to do up there, dogs.
The first night I'm in a dormitory, right? And they got the strobe lights going. And they, you know, I'm turned up in there and they got the strobe lights going. I'm young. I'm like, hold on, I got to get out of here. Like, you know, like I'm almost about to seize or have a heart attack or something. Like, let me step outside for a second. Yeah, but it was crazy, man.
Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, like, whenever you went out to Arizona State, like, what sold you on that initially? Because that's a long flight from here, buddy.
That is. So what really sold me on it was a business decision. I was thinking about the Pac-12, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we know the NFL likes production.
Yeah.
So when it comes to production, the Pac-12 throws the ball the most. And I was able to get 6 interceptions that first season. And no one has still even broken that record at Arizona State. I still hold it. But that was that was really the decision-making factor for me.
That's almost a weird fade because you would think the opposite for somebody in your position.
Yeah.
Like
well,
as a secondary guy, you're like, I want somewhere where, you know, just
They-
few pickoff moments, you know? Let's be
yeah,
honest.
but I want the most.
Yeah.
Because the NFL wants production.
Mm.
It's production-based league. It's what you can do for them now.
It's a great gamble, though.
It
Obviously, it turned out for you.
Yeah, it was.
Because that's a harder move to go from, hey, and especially at that time,
Yeah.
it felt like the Pac-12 was light years ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Big 12 obviously was coming along, but you're getting the ball chucked at you 100 times a game.
I'm playing Patrick Mahomes my second year.
76
Mahomes.
passes a game.
Casual.
No big deal.
Casual.
I picked him off one hand. One
Casual.
hand in the end zone. It didn't count though because we jumped off sides, but it's Patrick Mahomes.
It counts to us, buddy.
He kind of ran me over on the sideline. I don't really tell nobody about this, but like, and I didn't fall, but it was one of those where you collide and you bounce back, and you know his voice. It's like Kermit the Frog. He's like, "Yeah, you got to bring it. You got to bring it."
He does have a higher voice than you'd want for
I was like, "Oh my
the
god!"
face of the NFL. But
Right.
you know, me and Malcolm, we actually I think we tried to do some statistics here, some percentages.
Yeah.
And you've been with a lot of teams, man. Like I said, you Titans. You had some time at the Rams, even, and that was the big one that stuck out to us. Like, what's the percentage of actual people to win a Super Bowl? So our boy Kareem, he beat the odds, man. It was like less than 1% of all people.
Oh yeah,
ever playing in the league. Because you gotta do the math too. It's like, well, Patty Mahomes has 3, so that's 3 right there. So it gets smaller and smaller when you start adding guys who get double. And so you signed. I mean, God was watching. We were talking about that. God bless you on
amazing.
That. That's
amazing.
Amazing. So tell me about your time with the Rams and winning a Super Bowl.
So my time with the Rams was nothing but, it was so surreal. Every single practice, every meeting, every lunch, it was just every moment was something that you would have to see. It was almost like you wanted it to be recorded, like we was on Hard Knocks or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's what we really needed to be Hard Knocks that year, because that year was just phenomenal. But when we was every practice, we would, even walkthroughs were intense. So even in a walkthrough, you got guys like Cooper Kupp, they retracing their steps if they get the steps wrong in a walkthrough. Like every route, every blade of grass mattered to us that year. And I think that's what allowed us to win, and just the aura of a lot of guys, including myself, when it comes to practice. I'm so big on practice and training, because I feel like if you can master that, the game is easy, because it's pretty much 75% mental and the rest is all talent.
And I love that, because if you think about where you are now, is that you have that devil's in the detail is important mentality. That's how we were able to come above a lot of the things. Mm-hmm. And so you're bringing something to Chattanooga that we don't have. Right. And that championship mindset, are we blessed as a city not to have that?
Right.
So tell me how you're going to bring that mindset to what you're starting here.
So I'm trying to build, I want phase 1 done in late October of a 7-sport multi-complex. We will have trained basketball, football, baseball, soccer, volleyball, tennis, and pretty much whatever else we need to put in there. It will also have Pilates, yoga. We will also have meal prep. We also have launched the KOSP collection clothing line, which I'm wearing a pair of the shorts today. We will also have physical therapy, cryo, infrared sauna, 50-yard turf. We'll have the weight room. We'll also have the Big Brothers and Big Sisters organization as well, where we're partnered with for mentorship for the kids to also stay off the streets, because I'm really big in that as well.
Love that.
It's too much gang violence going on, and we got to keep these kids off the street, keep them busy doing something. So I feel like this, and then also having a game lounge in there for them to lounge and just wait for their parents when they get off work, I just really feel like that, bringing this type of atmosphere and that type of elite style of training to the city will pretty much change the whole culture and dynamic of it. The greater area.
You've noticed so many really good athletes in Chattanooga want to leave, and go to these other areas. And with this, do you think that's going to help keep talent, homegrown talent in Chattanooga?
We have 2 players right now. Adarius Bailey, who I feel like will be a first-round draft pick, a lottery pick in the NBA. He had to leave to go to McCreechin because we didn't have this. We have DeJuan Morris, who I trained for 2 summers. His dad calls me one time and says, I never seen somebody move in such tight spaces the way that he has been doing lately. And he's a 4-star athlete going to USC, but he lives in Oakland now. So that just goes to show if we had this, that type of talent doesn't have to leave, and we get the notoriety that we deserve, Yeah.
So. Yeah, and you're in a spot now too, because these facilities, you see it in Houston a lot. Mm-hmm. Huge training ground.
Oh, I love Texas yes.
Dallas is big too.
Yeah, but Houston's got.
And I get a lot of my videos and training clips from guys from Texas because they really know what they're talking about.
Yeah, Austin, Houston. Austin now is such a massive, any sort of exercise, the widest variety of exercise, but especially the training wise. And I love what you're doing here because we do have kind of that perfect timing. Mm-hmm. There's so many winning cultures here. We do have 4 stars, 5 stars coming out.
Yeah.
That we've not had in a long time. Like, you were one of few before whatever you want to call it, 2010. We've had, obviously, we're a big enough city and big enough area. Right. We're going to have a few here and there. But now we're on a program where we have multitude of state championships all around.
Yep.
All around. And we missed the mark, I think, on the inner city stuff. And I think that we're hopeful on growing some of these schools. Like if you're in the county, it ain't great.
No.
But you get the optimism up, you keep these kids out, and you're going to have such an influence, I think, that if you can just help them out in this aspect and give them the confidence from this program.
Oh, yeah.
With that, I mean, I know you want the training programs, you want basically like a training camp version.
This pretty much is on what I've been told was like on a grand scale of IMG.
Yeah.
Academy, yeah.
So you almost a school?
Yeah, okay. Almost, but it's pretty much open to, the public as well,
Okay. So like what would be, you don't have to go like by these years, but like what's your short-term, medium-term, and long-term goal? Like what's 1 year look like? What's 5 years look like? What's 10 years look like for you?
So 1 to 3, we should be at least over 40 kids within the program once we get to phase 1. So this is still phase 1. We should at least have 40 kids under the membership. Once we get that, I feel like I could now bring on somebody part-time for another trainer, and we can get in another sport. Then we do that again until we get to phase 2, where we build on to the complex and we add the second level of it, which will have the mentorship, Big Brothers and Big Sisters organization, film room, and then also not a turf, but like a balcony overlooking the turf field. So if a coach wanted to come in, they can just watch their athlete train,
Yeah.
If they wanted to put them on the board, see what they know, you can do that.
Dang, dog. It's going to be impressive because these facilities now are so specialized, and I think what you're doing is great because it's at a perfect time. Like I mentioned, these big cities all have that, and that's because of their access to larger athletes and the fun and the style and the population. But you bringing this here is going to be the perfect time because, as we all know, this Chattanooga up and coming is going to be incredible, dude.
Right.
I was looking at an article the other day, and like Chattanooga is one of like 4 cities that is like in the next 10 years as a metro going to explode.
Exactly.
So like for you to do this right now, like the timing couldn't be better to almost.
And that's just phase 2. Yeah. We got to get to phase 3 as well, So when we get to phase 3, now we have more trainers on staff. We also have our Pilates and our yoga vendors in there, so we giving that out as well, along with the meal prep, along with the cryo, along with the infrared sauna. And then we just start implementing all the sports, and we start travel teams, and we start getting these kids into like the major tournaments,
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see because I remember this proposal from last year. I don't know where it's at with in our county, but I know that there had a proposal to kind of upgrade all the public athletic facilities and like stadiums and basketball courts and things like that. So like, I mean, even that's more interest just from kids to get more involved because, well, I want to play on the nice shiny thing in front of everybody. That sounds great. And so, oh, wow, I suck, man. I got to call Kareem and get that, and get set up with that. So I think it's a
think
great
about
timing.
it like this. Because in Atlanta, they have a complex called Overtime Elite. Now,
So sick.
These kids that go to that program are the best high school talent basketball players in the nation, right? They had the Thompson twins who came out of there who went 4th and 5th. Adarius Bailey is going number 1. Now just think about if we started our own team and we started playing the teams from Atlanta, how much that could generate and just what it could do for the city of Chattanooga, and he could be the face of the team.
That'd be nice.
I think because it's cheaper here than places like Atlanta, Nashville, this could be a spot where I really think you could bring in people.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I see it. Yeah, your vision, because it's not that crazy to have somebody give you like, hey, I got 10 spots in an apartment complex.
That's it.
Like lease it out over the summer. We got UTC right here,
and that's exactly what Tracy did. He had a contract with an apartment complex that's where I stayed, and me and Kylene stayed there. My future wife. We stayed out there, and it's called the Catalina, and you could stay for up to a month up until, your training sessions were done. Yeah. So, and he had it all taken care of.
Yeah. You've got so much potential in this. That's what's crazy. And you having it now. Because as soon as you came back, obviously
I tried.
You're the type of guy you want to make that imprint here, don't you?
Yeah. So when I came back in 2022, I tried, and I failed. I still wasn't living right, I had to really devote my life back to Christ, which I got rebaptized in 2023 after a lot had happened. So, yeah, I had already tried, failed multiple times. Now I'm trying to do it the right way.
Is that?
I want that story.
I was gonna say.
Let me hear. I want to hear that story. Because
yeah, so I came back. But let's just go to after the Super Bowl, like right after, because I stayed out there for like 3 to 4 months, and then in like 3 to 4 months, I blew $60,000 in 3 to 4 months in LA. And I'm looking back before I'm coming home because I'm trying to throw a Super Bowl bash, you know, and I had it at the Signal, so I'm trying to throw a bash, and I'm looking at my bank account, and I'm like, hold on, something ain't right. There's no way I blew that much money, and I had it in my hand. I had it all cash because I sold my Super Bowl tickets. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I sold the tickets, knowing that I'm gonna have to pay back the $27,000 that they cost. You know, because there were $2,000 for us, and we just turned around and flipped it for $6,000.
Yeah.
So I'm knowing I'm gonna have to pay that back, but all I have left in my bank account is $5,000. You know, and I still got to pay 1 more month of rent before I can leave. You know, I got to get my flight, then I got to still pay for the venue. So it was tough. So I blew that. I came back, still ended up trying to throw the party. I still did it. Not many people showed up. I should have known, you know. Not many people showed up. So now I'm down to my last $1,000. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm waiting on checks to come from the NFL. They ended up coming. I'm still trying to figure out how to get fast money, right? This is in 2022. I'm still trying to figure out how to get fast money and how to get my everything back that I had. And I was just doing all of the wrong things. I'm getting big checks from the league, just still blowing straight through them. At the end of 2022, I decided to try to go back to the NFL, right? So, because I'm in prime shape. I've been training kids. Even though I'm training kids, I'm still not doing what I need to do. You know, I'm still living the nightlife when I'm not supposed to be doing that, you know? So I try to go back to the XFL. I go to the Seattle Sea Dragons. I go back to Arizona, where I had met a girl back when I was at Arizona. So I started living with her, you know, and we were trying to rekindle things while I was training out there. And I go to the XFL. I'm only out there for a month. I'm balling. But I feel like I'm on a pedestal that's way higher than what they are, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's on the same level, you know? So I'm being rowdy. I'm talking too much when it's not even necessary, you know? Everybody wants to go to the same place. Some people had already even been there, you know? So I'm just acting totally out of character. Coach didn't want nothing to do with me pretty much. He wanted to put me on injury reserve, which was crazy. The irony in it, I still had the chance to stay. And I said no, just because I didn't want to miss that 4 games and that's 4 checks that I really, really needed, you know, because I really, really need the money at the time. So I told him no. I ended up coming back. I told the girl, she wouldn't even let me get my stuff. You know, so she's saying that I can't even come back out there to stay with her for a week until my mom comes out there to help me move all my stuff back. Because I literally packed it all up in the car. In the Mercedes, CLS 400, packed it all up. And she's telling me that I can't even come stay with her for a week. I have nothing to my name at this point. So I'm going to that flight, right? I'm in Las Vegas trying to get to my connection flight. I missed the flight. I'm sleeping in the airport that night. Sleeping in the airport. I make it the next day. I still have nothing to my name. My granny and them was the only ones that were helping me at the time, right? And they had property taxes that they had to pay, so they didn't have much to give. I'm sleeping in a Super 8, downtown Phoenix, roaches. I'm living with crackheads. I'm sitting in that room and I'm crying to myself, how did I go from the Super Bowl to this? Crying myself to sleep 2 nights in a row. All I know, a blessing from God. Bryce Perkins, who actually played with me in college as well. We won the Super Bowl together for the Rams. Lived with each other in Manzanita Hall. Saved my life, man. Put me in an extended stay until my mom could get out there. I was able to wait for my mom in a nice little extended stay. Once she came out there, I drove the car back. Once I drove the car back, I still tried to, I was still defying the Lord. So it was one more test that he had to tell me and he had to show me. And I found out the hard way because I was still fooling around with the wrong women, right? So I had to find out the hard way. And that had happened to me. And then after that, I got rebaptized in 2023. I let a lot of time go by. I disappeared. I pretty much didn't post. I was just, ghost. I went ghost. I had to refine myself, It was dark. It was dark, but it's a lot of beauty in it, You really find out who you are and what you made of, So then once I got rebaptized, it was a weekend that I came up to Nashville and something was telling me to hit up Kai. To hit up Kyleen, text Kyleen. And I ended up doing it. And then after that happened, everything just started clicking, all the pieces. Then that's when you come in the hand, Malcolm. Everybody just started coming around, And I started to really see it for what it was. And I said, this is beautiful. So this is what it was supposed to be the whole time. Even when I'm living, me and Kyleen are together in 2020, I don't even really know what she does, because I'm still living so fast and doing what I'm trying,
You're
not
cloudy.
living. You see,
You're cloudy.
I was very cloudy, and now I can finally see, the rain is gone. The rain is gone. So it has allowed me to not only master this multi-sport complex business venture, I have 4 other business ventures as well. And I also have a piece of technology that goes with this multi-sport complex.
Talk about that technology piece.
I don't know if it's pretty serious.
It's classified.
Yeah, like it's
next level.
No one's doing it.
No
one's doing it.
Yeah.
And this is exactly how I get the world to know how amazing God is. Because it generates everything that I'm trying to do is going to generate billions of dollars to where I can then donate. Because it's not the money no more than me. I had it, I did it. I got to do what I want to do. I beat the level. I beat the game. I beat it. But I did it my way. Now it's time to do it the Lord's way. So it's not the money for me now. So when it comes to that, it generates billions of dollars, and then I get to donate 35% away to charity just so the world can know who I am, just so I can tell them how amazing God is.
It's wild too to see when you kind of come back to God, and you're like, oh wow, things just start lining up.
Mm-hmm.
Friendships get better.
Yep.
Relationships get better.
You start meeting different people. You start sitting at tables that and you in rooms that you thought you'd never be in.
Yeah.
And you didn't do anything really much different except for accept it.
Exactly. That
So
was
strange.
Well, it's like your life just began. Kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's
You're
like
reborn again.
I restarted a whole new game. I'm in a whole new game now.
I mean, in my opinion, y'all know where I stand on this. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
of all the things you've done in your life, that's the best thing you've ever done. Make me tear up listening to you, man. I love God, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I got a little.
It's serious, man.
It
get deep,
bro.
Extremely.
Bro,
It get
he is everything, man.
Literally.
Yeah.
And especially in your situation and here, whether it's whatever you want to call it, fame, influence, what you have now to kind of give a group of young men and women how you came back. Like a story is going to go a long way for you, man. Ah, dude.
It's beauty in the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And it's real. It's authentic. Like you live that. You know?
Yeah, it ain't no faking it, man.
Like
It ain't.
And we thank you for like
It
just
ain't,
sharing that
man.
here,
yeah,
man. Like
and being
I mean,
vulnerable with us.
Yeah, being vulnerable. I mean, we're some vulnerable guys, but I mean, it's just like thank you for sharing.
But like
that
that's
here.
how open I am now. You see?
Were you weren't always that way?
Oh no.
Big ego?
Very big. And I wasn't really good at communicating. I'm still working on it, I'm still working on my communication.
You ain't hurting, dog.
Yeah. But like it was so hard for me to tell the story.
Yep.
Because I didn't want to accept that all that had really happened to me,
And I mean, chapters are still to be written.
Oh, yeah.
There's still so much to do, and you just are on the cusp of what's to come.
Oh yeah.
And that's super exciting.
So if there's one last thing that you would want to leave our listeners knowing about you, how to find you, or just in words of wisdom, what do you got to say?
For words of wisdom, I want to say, dare to be legendary. Don't let anyone influence your decision on if you want to come and be great and train with me. And for people that want to know how to reach me, I am on LinkedIn. I am also on Instagram at Reem Knows, and then also at KOSP Multisport. LinkedIn, I am Kareem Orr. And that being said, man, you know, I also just want to leave a teaser for that technology, because what it has to do with, this is why I got back into school, just to finish my degree. You know, I only have 49 credit hours left. So it's pretty much has to do with the whole spine and how it can sense and trigger where you have fatigue, a strain, all in a muscle, and be able to all take that in real time training. So then we would be able to then go in, adjust, and strengthen the areas around that, and see where we need to, you know, strengthen and get the area properly working and functioning again to have you performing at peak, high level.
So you also kind of want to make this place a little bit sports sciences.
Oh, yeah.
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 Man, you're doing all this crap right.
Good.
Everything we dream about in the sports world, dude. You're going to do it right here in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Media-wise, I want you, dude, you got to get, you're going to crush this. Like the fact, I want every photographer. That's another weird part about it, was seeing what you're doing. And, you know, I'm sure you watched all the guys from Houston and whatnot, the media part.
Yeah.
Are you going to try to get some boys in there, some camera work and stuff?
I need some. I really do. Like a great media team, because I do, and Kai can only do so much, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like if we had a legit media team, like, because I'm literally out there preaching, you know, not just telling them how to get better and what they need to do to be moving more efficiently, right? I'm literally, the life lessons are being taught out there.
Yeah. Like
I had a scenario last weekend where they were in one-on-ones and a guy was down. Well, they were both tied. He was down. He was up 2-1, and he dropped the ball on the third rep that would have put him up 3-1. He ended up losing. But he wanted to go again. I told him, no, you got to sit on that, because that's the lesson. That's the life lesson. You got to finish. You got to know how to finish. You got to learn how to finish. So I made him sit on it. He came back that next day. He got him.
Dog.
Love it.
just think about that all night.
Yeah, made him. He said I went home and contemplated it. Kind of know what I'm talking about. His name Oliver. His name Milton, and the other guy name is Oliver. They go to Red Bank.
Nice. Shout out to Red Bank.
Yeah.
So you're going to be open to everybody.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
October's the hope, phase 1.
Right, but I am now. I'm doing training now at Boyd, so I have the weight room, and then I also have the field, where I can also bring the meal preps, because I can have that on hand right now as well. So and also some of the clothing.
If I'm a parent wanting to get my child signed up, how would I do that?
So so you could easily use my Instagram linktr.ee, or you could just type in KOSP Multisport.
Okay. Sweet.
Beautiful, dog.
Love it, man.
Yep.
Well,
It's gonna be epic, man.
Guys, this has been one of our best podcasts, and
it was real. It was real.
Real. It was like genuine,
yeah,
real moments. This is probably not the last you're gonna hear of Kareem Orr joining Chatt It Up. If we had more time, we would definitely get into your sports takes. Cause, But
I got those for days.
We'll save that in a Madden stream, aka a college football 25 stream. We'll need that for our.
Did you tell them the score?
I'm not telling them shit.
No, we heard it was bad.
It was
really bad.
It got outlandish, and you know how.
And like he shouldn't even, the game that he did win that day, he shouldn't have won that one. And he know he shouldn't have. It was a lot of Madden stuff going on.
Bro, he
Bruh,
hypes himself up. I'm telling you.
I'm not hearing none of
He's
that.
not.
Always.
I'm not hearing none of that.
Did you guys stick with the same one? You went. Who are you? Kareem?
So the very first, let's just run it down. Very first game, I was the Bears, and you were
Dolphins.
Dog.
Destroyed. He got skunked in the first quarter.
Yeah.
The Bears?
Yeah.
I had Caleb Williams.
I don't know how to guard all those weapons, because we
they
got
have
the updated
so many.
roster.
Yeah,
They already upgraded that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was destroying. First quarter skunk.
Yeah.
Second time we come back,
Yeah.
you had
Dolphins.
and I had
You had Houston.
the Texans. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had the Texans.
I got it back.
So-
in
Texans are nice, though.
You didn't, and that's what I was saying. It was a lot of Madden stuff. I felt like just a scenario. It was 4th and inches, CJ Stroud dives right to the right. Some D tackle picked him up. He fumbles.
Yeah.
And he gets the ball right there.
Excuse me.
On the
First
20-yard
game,
line.
I had the Colts, not the Dolphins. I had the Colts.
Yeah.
And you skunked.
Yeah. And you came back with the Dolphins
Yes,
that one.
and I came back with the Dolphins.
And then the next time,
I
had the Chiefs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We ain't playing around with you no more.
And you had the Dolphins. And it was a skunk again.
It just spread me out. And the thing with Reem,
It was a
his
skunk
game,
again.
it's very mental. Every time you play a Madden game, and he's probably my favorite person
Very mental.
outside of Jamarius to play Madden with, because you think it is a chess game. It's
Literally.
like, if he adjusts here, what are you going to do?
And if you don't adjust, I will make you pay.
And he's going to make you force a timeout. And you only get 3 timeouts. Like, it's really a football
We're
game.
on the ball.
Yeah.
No huddle. This is what I was taught at Pac-12.
About to say, yeah, it sounds like
They
he
own
has
the
a
ball.
little more experience.
They are
This is-
on the ball
So he's
extremely
making
fast.
route combos going inside.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm like,
audible
dog,
and
like, I can't
motioning.
get over there in time.
I'm motioning people.
And
Did Miggy pull out the sweat towel? Was that out? Was that-
Bro.
Dude, game 3, I would have been sweating, dude.
it
Yeah.
got real. And, we'll say.
And what made it even better is because he had a guest over and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not losing in front of her."
I was showing out, fellas. I was talking.
He
cash.
called me right after the training session. He's on speakerphone just talking crazy.
Crazy.
I said, "Okay."
Crazy. He
I said, as
came-
soon as I walk through that door,
Well,
the game better be set up.
And like normally, man, like we'll sit and talk and have conversation. Like we'll talk business, we'll talk personal. Bro, it was none of that shit.
We're right to it.
We're right to it. Beep. You know the PlayStation.
Yeah.
five?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It just got to it. And we will definitely have some live streams to come.
Yeah.
For sure. I think that's
They gotta
next
see
step.
it.
We
Yeah.
need to hook that up.
Oh, I do have one question for you as a Titans fan.
Yeah.
Vrabes, McVay, very different personalities.
I am a huge Mike Vrabel fan.
What's the difference? Because you gave us a little tidbit of what it was like that year. What's the difference like in like personalities on the day-to-day like?
So let's just say Vrabel comes from that Patriot way.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the difference between McVay and Vrabel. Vrabel is more, it's upbeat in practice. It's not laid back. It's not chill, Whereas to McVay, it's not as laid back, but it's not as intense. You see,
Mhm.
but man, I like Mike Vrabel, man. I like him a lot.
How's Dean Pease? Was he as genius as
my
we all
goodness.
think he
Yes,
is?
he is. This
Really?
is why I'm so good at quarters, man. This is why I'm so good at quarters man match coverage now, because it all works as one every single quarter. You see, so if you get you a jet motion, say I'm at the nickel and you get the jet motion,
Yeah.
you are now the linebacker. So you got to get into the box.
Uh-huh.
But you know what I'm saying? So positions change, and now I have a C gap responsibility as the nickel. So
you
yeah.
liked that attack mode a little bit.
yeah, loved it. And I made a couple plays on it, So when we played the Bengals, I got back in there a couple times, just off that jet motion, being able to trigger to that C gap. Yeah.
Huh.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you have played with one of my favorite players. You played with Aaron Donald.
Yes.
How was that, just seeing him, knowing that you're with arguably,
No, he is.
I'd say the greatest.
No, he is.
Okay. I
He
didn't
is.
want to be,
He is
he's the greatest at his position ever.
the greatest defensive player ever.
Wow.
We won the Super Bowl because of him. If he doesn't make that play, Burrow makes that throw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
How impactful was he in your time in LA?
To be honest, I learned a lot just by seeing how he does not talk at all.
Yeah.
Just being silent, only speaking when spoken to,
Yeah.
Other than that, he's not speaking. He's locked in. He's working, But I don't really think it's work for him. It's just that he's that in tuned and that locked in. He's doing full body workouts while we're doing, just half body, or we doing the upper body or the lower body. He's doing both. He's really doing that extra, and the weights. Oh my goodness, was
Yes.
drastic.
Specimen, dude.
Oh my goodness.
He trained with
285, 8-pack. I'm talking about explosive.
Is he the biggest
explosive.
physical freak that you worked out with?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a big dude.
He's
man.
throwing 120s around like
10s.
55s. And he's throwing them, just getting it off his chest. I'm like, oh my goodness. But Jalen Ramsey,
I was gonna ask about him next.
that's my hands down the best defensive back I've ever seen in my life. And I think very highly of myself.
Yeah.
I mean very highly. And we used to have battles. Oh, we used to have battles. I was so mad when they let me go because I was looking forward to Friday's one-on-one red zone with Jalen Ramsey. I used to get him. I used to get him at receiver, and he would get me too. So the last Friday we had, I ended up dropping I dropped one in the end zone, and then he broke up the pass, and then he ended up scoring one, and then the other ball was incomplete. So I ended up losing 5-3, and I had to wait the whole next season. It would have been 5-4, and then honestly, if I would have ran a better route, he wouldn't have broke up the pass. So it would have been 5-5, you know?
Not that you've been thinking about it ever since.
Oh, my goodness. I've been thinking about it. But he is an athlete, man. I love him. His just for his size and how fast he can move, you know, and how he can get out his breaks so efficiently. And he's the only player I've ever seen play with no real shoulder pads.
He doesn't, does he?
He doesn't have real shoulder pads. And this is why he had the laboring problem in both of his shoulders. And this is why I don't understand why people, you know, which I can't really blame y'all because y'all don't know what's really going on the inside, you know. But like, he had 2 torn labrums in his shoulder, and I'm still watching him stand 6'7" tight ends up, you know, and he's still just flying around in just a jersey, a skeleton pad underneath a jersey, and this man is out here making plays.
It's wild.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully I can announce it. So you guys are obviously fathers, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can say that publicly.
We've already.
Yeah.
We all are.
We did that
We all
multiple.
are.
And that's why I wanted to make the connection because you're a dad and you're a girl dad.
Oh, yes.
And my fellas here are also expecting.
I didn't know you were a girl dad.
I have
Yeah.
a 6-year-old
I didn't know that.
that I just started training in soccer 2 days ago, and she
We've
looks
seen the vids. She's
amazing.
ready. She's ready.
Oh man.
2 days ago, she just picked up she just started. But that's crazy.
We lost one.
We lost one.
We lost one.
Uh-oh.
It's all good.
I don't know which one it is.
Well, I don't know,
It's
man.
all-
I
This
was
one-
telling
oh,
I was
that's it.
telling the boys on the way in here, man. There's a song called "It's All God Today" by George Strait, big
Ooh.
country singer
Mhm.
that I love, and never cried to that song before in my life. And then on the way here, it just popped on the radio, and it's like all the words, man. And I was like,
Just crazy how life works.
bro, I was like crying a lot. I was but like, no, I'm just like, I can't be more excited to be a girl dad. And
Yeah.
I don't know if, like I said, her athletic ability yet, but I know that it'll be between sports and like singing in tap shoes a little bit because my wife's like a big,
Yeah.
like, you know, that kind of showgirl, man. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so she, I'm excited, man. So
I'm telling you, if y'all decide to put y'all kids in the KOSP multisport, our mission and vision is to recruit, define, develop, and retain our athletes. I promise you, within 2 months, if you stick to the regimen, the workout regimen, and also the meal prep, that would be your kid will be a completely different athlete.
Oh, yeah.
You won't even be able to know. You'd be like, oh my goodness, just the way he's thinking, the way they process things now, like how they think about stuff. See, and this is where it gets really deep because I have a guy right now who's getting ready to go to college. His name is Tay, who literally looks like Marvin Harrison Jr. right now. I don't know if y'all seen that video on LinkedIn of the kid at receiver, but he literally looks like Marvin Harrison Jr. He's starting to figure it out.
okay.
You know, so and it's so beautiful because I'm watching him mentally put himself in that space. You know, it's lonely. It is so lonely, but that's where the beauty is because no one else is. You know, it's hot out here right now. No one else is in the middle of the day training as hard as you is, running these routes the way you are, learning these type of releases, learning how to move with pace, learning how to get in and out of these breaks.
It's that extra work, man. It makes a difference.
Yeah. And then
Extra
he
work.
was also overlooked. He had to go D2. So I said, Tay, you got to make a statement. There is no time to play. You got to go in there. You need 1,500 yards and at least 10 touchdowns. And you need to hit the portal. You need to go to the portal.
And if you hit that quick, he'll be all right.
Oh my goodness, he's 6'2". He's 6'2" already, like 180 right now. Looks just like him. I got him moving just like him.
Wow.
He used to run with his hands open like this. I said, Tate, no, close your hands. You look like a way better athlete, just like how Marvin Harrison Jr. runs.
Way better.
You don't want to run that 40 like Miggy at the corporate challenge?
I'm going to get you right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a technique to the 40. That's what a lot of people don't know.
We've got to get him. I think there is potential for him to get to 5, 7.
There's potential for everybody. It's all technique.
Yeah, isn't it the first step? Like that's the big.
Like, the first 3 steps.
It's the first 3 steps.
So first 3 steps, you got to be able to be at full speed, because once you hit the 10-yard line, you need to be at full speed, and you still need to be gradually rising up, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't need to be rising up until after you're about 10 to 12 yards. But those first 3 steps have to be long, and they have to hit the ground fast.
And so we want kids to come back to Chattanooga for their like draft day prep.
And you can do it at the multi-sport complex.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, like even just retaining them for our city, but also when they come back, like
absolutely,
because that's a big deal.
Yeah,
huge.
I know you were raising money. Are you still raising money for this?
Yeah, I am. 100%.
Let them know where they can go for that, because I think that's a big part that can.
So that's also on the page. So on the website, you can just go to KOSP Multisport. We have a donate now button.
Okay,
beautiful.
That's awesome. Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
Yeah, we're gonna get all this chopped up and basically throw it out there. So we're gonna put all this information in social for you.
Yeah, people got to hear this, man. The city, this is serious.
Yeah, because it's just serious. Like I said, it's just been a whole different. Like you're doing something that's.
And like I said,
Atlanta's and Nashville's. Like nobody else is doing this.
Nobody. And I have 4 other business ventures. 4 of them.
But
I'm trying to
passion,
the city of Chattanooga. I'm trying to make us the Nashville. You know.
I think there's a chance, man.
And they doing it already with the bend. It's just perfect time. The timing couldn't have been no better.
Yeah, and then you got some guy like Malcolm Harris that comes along and brings you up,
helps you out.
It
all up. It's beautiful. But due to Kylene Johnson, this is the only way I meet Malcolm.
Hey, shout out to Kylene Johnson.
You see?
Hey, let's give Kylene 3 claps one time, eh?
Nice.
Crispy.
Icy. For Kareem Orr, Chase Green, Garrett Tolley, Kylene Johnson, Joseph Guthrie, and my name Malcolm Harris. Also, Greg Larnard, we miss and love you, brother.
Much love, buddy.
It has been another great episode of Chatt It Up. Follow us on all platforms, like and subscribe. We love you very much. Until next time, peace and love always.
Peace.